Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. And today I am filming card 7 on the magical meadow card in the class in the post. Oh my goodness, my brain is just not with me today, but hopefully this card will be successful. Okay, so I don't know what you call this one. It's like a middle panel card. I never know the names of all the cards. I just do them. So you've got the measurements in the PDF, but from memory this is like 25 centimeters by 14.9 centimeters, so that it folds to the normal card base size in the UK. And those of us who use normally 4 card, if you use normal letter size, because I mean that our card's normal and yours is that sounds a bit ridiculous. No, but if you're in the US and you have a different size base card to us, the card that you cut from is a different size, so your measurements will be tailored accordingly. So this card has an optional belly band. You don't have to, but it does have the sentiment on. But you equally could just do a sentiment and stick it on that bit. You don't necessarily have to have a belly band. I just thought that some people might like one. But a lot of people say, well, what's the point in a belly band? Because you can't see it on the mantle when you put your card up. But, you know, it uses up scrap cards, so it's optional. Okay, so the biggest part of this card is getting the scoring correct. And then you're away. So I should have the PDF beside me, but I've not finished writing it. So as I say, this is 25.5 centimetres that way and 14.9 that way. Simple. And I'm going to score it 4, 8 and 15 centimetres. Score, Janice, not cut, okay? So 4 centimetres. 8 centimetres and 15 centimetres. Again, the inches are in the PDF. So that's all the scoring. That's not right, is it? Let's go back to the basic here. I must have something wrong. Oh yeah, I've just not cut the card down. It's like, what's wrong here? That's 29, isn't it? So I'll need to chop a bit off there. 25.5, Janice. That's why your card doesn't look right. If you're new and you were looking for someone that's going to show you everything perfect with no errors, you might have picked the wrong demonstrator. I'm going to get it wrong, but I'm going to put it right. That's the way it goes. I'm keeping it real. Right, so that's your base card. So that bit's going to fold over like a normal card, like you would. So it's like valley, mountain, valley. So then you've got this bit that sits on the top. Now you need to persuade paper to do what you need it to do. So we have this tool called a bone folder. You just need to, because you need to break down the fibres at the fold there so that it stays where you need it to stay. So that's how the card, no, it's upside down, Janice. That's how the card is constructed. And then we're going to decorate it with paper. So I have taken the trouble to make sure my trees are going to be the right way round. So we've got mostly the tree designer series paper, and that's the other side of it in that strip, and then a piece of basic white so you can write whatever you want to write, and then designer series paper here. Now once you've, if you're cutting, you might choose to do this one at the end because you're using narrow strips. If you've only got the quarter pack of DSP, depending on how careful you've been with all your other cutting, will determine whether you've got enough DSP to do it exactly like mine. I have cut the bits here and I've switched it around a little bit because when I went to do it, I didn't have a wide enough scrap of this one for there, so this time I'm swapping these two round. I'm using that paper for that panel and that one for that, that's all. So yeah, so I'm just going to try and glue everything in. So first, oh, I got a piece, did I cut a piece? Right, I can remember cutting a white piece. Well, we have scraps up here, we'll just get that. So it would need to be to be 14.4 in centimetres length. And 6.5 in width. Then when I made the card, I'll find the piece that I already cut. That's how we roll. I love that too. I love this, the patterning on this. And then a white panel goes there. You can stamp on it first, but I just decided that it was narrow, so I would rather not stamp on it, leave enough room to write a message. And just leaving a bit of a border around each piece. And then I've got trees. Going on there. And we'll just ring the changes and put that one in there. And just take that minute to make sure that the glue is spread. It's worth sometimes just popping, once it's in place, hold it still though so that you're not going to make it move. Because if any glue is still wet, you could, the paper could move. But just make sure that the glue is spread and then it's going to dry flat. So that's that side. So on this side, we need this one. Oh, look at all the Night of Navy. I love this particular paper. And then the trees. And then this one. And that's your basic card. Done, really. And you're getting to see the 3 different papers on the front, and I mean the colours, because the same colours are used throughout the pack of paper, they coordinate beautifully. Now, where's my strip? Right, so this is 2.5 centimetres wide. It'd probably be an inch in the US measurements, and it's it's 3 centimetres wide this way, 25 centimetres that way. Or you could have left it the 25.5 if you'd cut your main piece. And basically what I do when I do a belly band is kind of use my grid paper a bit to see if it help me get some, you know, good angles. And I'm going to bring this over here. Don't try to do it with your scoreboard, simply because the bulk in your card, it won't match up if you try to measure and do it. So what you do is you physically fold it over, hold it where it's going to be, like that, and then you're going to glue it together. Now you're gluing it on the front, Janice. That's, well, the thing is, I'm going to put my sentiment over this part. So that is going to be hidden. Ooh, slide it off. And I mean, that, then you know that's going to work. So then I wrapped a piece of the ribbon round. So let me just, again, so that it will be underneath. But ribbon doesn't stick so well with glue. So glue dots are your friend if you know where your glue dots are. Because, you know, you could put them out before you start, but if you're me, you won't remember you're going to need them until you have started. It's a balance between how long do you spend prepping. There's one open. Or do you just get the camera switched on and get on with it? Like, get rid of that extra. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of glue dots in the middle here, simply to catch my ribbon to start me off. Whatever, tweezers, pokey tools, scissors, whatever you have. In the middle here, we'll put a couple to catch it. Whoops. Right, so my sentiment, you know, is going to go over all of that. So I'm not going to put, see that one, I'm not putting it on that first glue dot, but I'm putting it close to it. And then just bring this round. Whoops. Stick that to that second glue dot and trim this. It's okay to have a bit of an overlap, that's fine. And if you want to, you know, you can stick another couple of glue dots in if you want to secure that. Okay, so there's my sentiment piece. I just showed you, well no, I showed you the one on the card, didn't I? Don't tell me you haven't lost things while you're crafting. I don't believe you. Here it is. Okay, so another wee device I used was, not device, but well, a wee technique was, I wanted to just use that stamp but I don't know where I put my stamp set. Here it is. So this little set here, or you could use the bigger one on this one, or the little one, whatever floats your boat. And again, it's using the sentiment that I've lost, because it still hasn't turned up. I'm a bit worried that when I designed the class that the sentiment maybe fell in the bin or something, and it is a few weeks since I did the design, so the bins will have long since been emptied, the truck's been and gone. Okay, so I've got my Night of Navy. Any excuse to use Night of Navy. So this time I am going to use Night of Navy for both parts. So inking up my sentiment and popping that one there. And then the little picture, I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it off twice. 1, 2, 3. And see how it just then is behind the sentiment. In that one I used boho blue, but you can do the same with one ink pad, especially if you're too lazy to get up and get that other ink pad. So then that's going across there. Now that can go on there with dimensionals, pardon me. I just quickly ate some soup before I started filming, and I'm now regretting that. So I'm going to stop after this and go and get a cup of coffee, and then I will come back and hopefully get the last 2 cards filmed for you. Then finish off packing the boxes, finish off the PDF and get it all floating on its way to you, whether it's coming through the internet or whether it's coming in the post, depending on what you purchased. So quite a lot of dimensionals on this one, just to make sure it's all secure, and it helps hold the ribbon in place as well, so that is not going to fall apart. So again, you decorate yours, you know, whichever way you want. As I just said at the beginning, you can. Oh, that's the one for the my original. That's why it maybe didn't fit properly, because, or didn't feel like it did, because it was done on a different card. That feels a bit better. So you know, even a few millimeters difference, it can make a difference. And then we'll. Do you know what I forgot to do in the last card? I forgot to put my fancy dimensionals on card 6. There's the pink dimensionals still there. Oh dear, oh dear. So if you didn't do any on yours, you can go back. So I'm just going to pop a blue one on there, and that's enough for that. But you can, you know, use as little or as many as you want or have. And that is card 7. So thank you so much. I really do hope you're enjoying it. So let me know how you're going and ask any questions as you go. So thank you so much. And I'll see you on card 8.